This is public comment now. We do have 5 numbers that I do not know. Remy, is it possible to just a little process stuff? Is it possible to unmute everyone right now? Just even just the phone numbers, 5 phone numbers. So the 5 phone numbers. Well, I know some of us are affiliated with us. If you are a member of the public and you'd like to be heard during our public comment section, I believe everyone is about to be unmuted, so speak up, please, if you'd like to be heard. There's still 2, the 566 number and the 865 that need to be unmuted. Yep. And then one more. It's 566. Yep. So if anyone would like from the public to be heard, we'll move on from that so they can now be muted, Remy. The first order of business is approval of the minutes of the May 27th, 2020 meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
There's a motion by Commissioner Waldron, seconded by Commissioner Morse. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is legal bill of Pony Lopes. This covers May of 2020. The dollar figure is $22,416.95. This includes, the big chunk of it is for expert witness and e-discovery management related to litigation. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Motion was made by Commissioner Morse and seconded by Commissioner Waldron. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The next item is our monthly ratification. The dollar figure is $3,071,645.61. The bulk of this is on the Newport Bridge and for some the Pell and Jamestown underwater repairs. Eric Offenberg, you want to just give a brief description?
Certainly, you summarized it pretty well. We are in the middle of our redecking project on the Newport Bridge, so you see a lot of work there. We're also doing a lot of work on the substructure of the Jamestown Bridge, and that's where you see the bulk of the billing for that. So that makes up the majority of this month's bill.
Do we have a motion to ratify?
I'll ratify. I'll move.
Is there a second? Commissioner Waldron, any discussion or questions? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The next item is a resolution. This is related to the funding of our renewal and replacement fund. Let's have a motion and then we'll have some discussion. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move. Oh,
There's a motion and a second. Ms. Baker, do you want to do a rundown on this? Oh, you're muted,
I'm
Maggie.
mute.
Maggie, I think you're
Yes,
muted.
I'm here now.
Okay.
Yeah, I am now unmuted. So again, this is what we do annually. This is the requirement under the indenture, $18,852,024. And it'll take effect immediately as you vote on it.
Okay. Any questions? Any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The next item is our annual budget. We had some discussion on this last week, and there were some questions that I believe information has been sent out. So I just asked, let's have a motion, and then we'll have discussion. Is there a
I'll
motion?
move.
There's a motion and a second. Director Karen Silvera.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As we all know, the budget was discussed in detail. Some questions were asked at the last meeting. Director Alviti asked that all board members receive some additional information. The information that was sent to all board members included the Stantec Revenue Projections Report, which we have since validated even further to get some further input to make certain that we are landing at the correct projected amount of toll revenue for the coming year. Second was correspondence, some extensive correspondence that we've had with the ratings agency, Fitch, regarding our bonds to make certain that we satisfy any questions they may have. Obviously, in the COVID conditions, ratings agencies have questions and about all bonds. So I did forward all of that correspondence, which was pretty involved correspondence.
Are you sure? Hold on, just hold on 1 second, please. Do you want to sit next to me when we're masks? Okay. Director Alvides had some technological difficulties, so he's going to, I guess he didn't vote on the last couple items, so he will not be participating, but he's aware of where we are right now, just so everybody knows.
All right.
Based on, go ahead, Lori.
Yep, sure. And the third thing that we provided to all of the board members was an item that had been requested, which was a list of potential reductions in operational costs that we would make if the toll revenue did come in lower than the 15 million that we've budgeted. Again, we are comfortable, very comfortable with that number, and even hopeful that it will be north of that number. But we had already provided a list of capital improvements that we would delay. We have now also provided a list of operational cuts that we would implement in the event that the 15 million were not achieved. So we've revisited the issues. We're comfortable with the budget as prepared. We're comfortable with the revenues being pegged, the toll revenues being pegged at 15 million. And the other thing that I would say is the budget is just one component of a much larger financial picture of the Turnpike and Bridge Authority, and the much larger picture, which shows all of our financial condition, all of our funds that support our obligations to the bondholders, and that support our obligations to maintain the safety and maintenance of these bridges. All of that indicates that in spite of COVID, we remain in a very strong financial position with the ability to satisfy all of our statutory obligations.
Thank you.
And the last thing I just want to say is the new traffic and revenue data indicates that we're now consistently north of 60%. That's great news. Monday, we were at 66%. We were hoping to be able to tell you 70% yesterday, but I think it was just under 70% yesterday. And again, we think that we are, we've correctly projected the revenue items, and that we have responsibly identified cuts that would be made in the event that we can't make this budget.
Fair enough. Any questions? We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in
I
favor?
noticed, Steve, I noticed that Director Alvidi is not on, and he was the one that had significant concerns. So I wonder where he is.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judy. He had some technical issues. He said he was just going to abstain from all votes during this meeting.
Oh,
because
okay.
he,
So I'm just curious as to, I hope he's satisfied. And one of the things that Maggie and I have talked about is because of the COVID situation, I think we need to do a constant review, okay, of where we stand, okay? I don't know if it has to be at every board meeting, but I think we want to have some sort of budget update, you know. I mean, Maggie, you do give us the report every board meeting, but we want to make sure we're hitting the targets so that if we're starting to fall short of any of those targets, we can adjust proactively instead of reactively. I think that's going to be important over the next few months, at least.
Totally prudent. I think that's a great idea. And rather than just having, like you said, Maggie provides us with that information on a weekly basis, but on a monthly basis. But I think to have a little narrative about it and just make sure we all know where we stand is a great idea.
I think that's important right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's all I had to say.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The next item 8, is something that the executive director has asked that we table, so we will not consider that for this motion. But so I'll make a motion to table this item.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The last item we had was the traffic and revenue report, which we've gone through the budget, and we have, I'm sorry, it's the executive director's report, but I don't know that the director has anything else to share. Do you, Lori?
I don't. The only thing I would say is that we have, we've continued to, obviously, COVID continues. So we continue all of our efforts in that regard. But in addition, we have also been partnering with the City of Newport, trying to help the City of Newport with its issue with congestion in popular places. where masks are not being worn, so we've been trying to help there. We've been partnering with the state police and local police in the event that there are protests in the area that just need to be monitored, and we make certain that we have looked ahead to how we would respond if any peaceful protests were to involve our properties. So we have been doing that. That's where we're at.
Great.
Yeah.
We're on the move. Any other questions? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. 15 minutes. We're getting back to our regular meeting. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? The meeting is adjourned at 8:45. Thanks,
Have
everybody.
a good
Thank you.
weekend, everybody.